What's up you guys, my name is Kaiser and welcome back to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Today I have for you a UU tier battle with Heliolisk, Chestnut, Ambipom, Clawitzer, Arcanine, and Metagross, while he's going to be bringing his Hitmontop, Slowbro, Ambipom, Archeops, Electros, and Mienshao. Now, the biggest threat on his team is going to be his Slowbro, since it walls basically everything I have with the exception of my Clawitzer and my Heliolisk. So those two are basically giving me my win conditions. The other four are definitely can do work on the rest of his team, but barring that, I have to take out that Slowbro first. So let's go ahead and get this battle started and see how it goes. So I'm going to be leading off with my Heliolisk since I am Choice Scarf, while he leads off with his Mienshao. Now I should have switched here, but I was Scarf, so I thought maybe he's not going to go for the fake out. So I was going to go for the Volt Switch, but he goes for the fake out. That hits me, whatever, and now he goes into his Hitmontop. And this time, oh, first he gets his Intimidate off, which isn't a huge deal. Now I get my Volt Switch off, and here I decide to go into my Metagross. Now, thinking I was going to scare him out into his Slowbro, I switched back into my Heliolisk, but he predicted that very nicely and went for his Earthquake, which is going to instantly take out one of my two counters, or excuse me, checks to his Slowbro, so that's going to be a huge problem. Now I go back into my Metagross, and this time I go for the Zen Headbutt, but he does bring in the Slowbro onto my Metagross this time around, and it's not going to be looking good for me. So he gets a little bit of lefties recovery, no huge deal. So I decide to switch out since I have no moves for this thing. So I go into my Clawitzer, which is my counter to his Slowbro, since I am indeed Assault Vested. So as you can see, his Skull does a total of 17 damage. That's like baby food to my Clawitzer, which is nice. Now I get to go. Now he switches into his Hitmontop, which is definitely especially defensive, and he doesn't take, and so as you can see he takes the Water Pulse relatively well, but I get the confusion, and he hits himself once, which is good for me. I go for a second Water Pulse, and it almost takes him out, but not quite. So here I just switch out and I go into my Chestnut, knowing that no matter what attack he has I can take it since I'm a physical wall. And here he takes him out with this Confusion, which is really good for me. A nice threat gone because of that Intimidate, which could do work on my Chestnut or my Arcanine. Now he goes through his Electros, and not expecting him to be special, I go right for the Leech Seed, which is not a good move on my part because that does virtually nothing, or it doesn't do anything because he switches out right away. And he goes for the Volt Switch. That does a little more than a quarter. Not a huge deal. He switches in his Mienshao, and now I threaten him with my Arcanine because I carry the Intimidate on him. So I do indeed get my Intimidate off, and he gets a little bit of Life Orb damage. He doesn't really want a U-turn here since it's not really worth it. But I predict his switch into a Slowbro as he was predicting a Flare Blitz, so I go for a Wild Charge, but that doesn't even do half, even with the Life Orb. So as I said before, this Slowbro is going to be a huge problem. I can't stay in here for fear of the Skull, so I switch out into my counter once again, Clawitzer, and he goes for the Slack Off. So it's not good for me. He gets right back to full. He gets right back to where he started, and I can't really do much to him. Now he goes back in his Mienshao. Predicting the switch, I go for the Water Pulse, which is easily able to OHKO him with the modest, fully invested special attack. Oh, so that was a nice sight to see. So he switches into Electros, which can definitely threaten out my Clawitzer, even with the Assault Vest. So I go back into my Arcanine, not expecting a Volt Switch to kill. That was a little unexpected, but at the same time, my Arcanine couldn't really do much to the rest of his team, so it wasn't a huge deal that he went down. Now he goes for his Archeops, and predicting the Earthquake here, I go straight for the Bullet Punch, which is almost going to kill him, but not quite, activating his Defeatist, making his attack and special attack down to half. So as you can see, that U-turn does absolutely nothing to my what's this thing called? Rockman XA Metagross. And I go here straight for the Zen Headbutt, knowing that his Thunderbolt isn't going to do all that much to me since I am Assault Vested as well. Now he goes back into his Slowbro after he sees he can't really take his Zen Headbutt all that well, and as you can see, this Zen Headbutt isn't going to do as much to the Slowbro either. Now I have to go back into my Slowbro check, being my Clawitzer, and he goes for the Psychic this time, predicting the switch, but as you can see, the Assault Vest is just too much for this Slowbro. That does almost nothing. So this time, he decides not to switch. I go for the Dark Pulse. It does not kill him. I do not know the calcs against a fully invested HP Slowbro. Obviously he's not going to be specially defensive. So if anyone wants to tell me those calcs, please do. I don't kill him with my Dark Pulse, and he gets a Toxic off. So it's not a huge deal, just as long as I can conserve my Clawitzer properly. Now I go for the Dark Pulse just because he doesn't really have anything on his team who wants to really who can appreciate one. So he goes to his Archeops, which is basically useless at this point, and I kill him. Now he goes into his Ambipom, and I go into my my Metagross, predicting the Fake Out, which obviously isn't going to do much since I am a Metagross who's fully invested in HP. Now he goes for his Fake Out. Normal Gem doesn't do much. He has to switch out his Slowbro here, which is going to be his counter to my Metagross. Now I make predicting the Slowbro to come in. I switch into my Chestnut because I do carry the Seed Bomb, and obviously I also carry the Leech Seed, so I can definitely do some work on this Slowbro. But instead of going for the Leech Seed and predicting a switch, I go straight for the Seed Bomb. And I'm not sure if that was occurred or not, but whatever. I wasn't really looking at the screen. For the Psychic, he doesn't kill me because his Slowbro is most likely not vested in special attack at all. And, well yeah, so now he's forced to switch because he can't take another Seed Bomb. So he goes into his Electros, sacking it. Probably not the best, or trying to sack it. Probably not the best plan on his part, because his Electros could definitely do a little bit more work on the rest of my team, especially on my Clawitzer. But, no matter. He goes down, and I get a little bit more Lefty's recovery. Alright, so he goes into his Ambipom, and knowing I can take any attack he has, he goes for the U-turn, surprisingly. And you're gonna see later that he's actually gonna have something that he could have used in my Chestnut, but he instead decides to switch into his Slowbro once again, and once again my my Seed Bomb's gonna do just enough to where the Slowbro is gonna be within killing range of another Seed Bomb. As you can see, since my leftovers went before him, I'm indeed faster, but he can't stay in, so he has to switch out into his Ambipom. And since I'm not invested in attack at all, that's only gonna do half. No big deal. Any damage on this Ambipom is going to be nice. And as you can see now, he does go for the Acrobatics. Since he's not carrying the normal gem anymore, he's going to be doing 110 base power instead of 55, which is going to be a little bit more problematic a little bit later. Now he goes into Slowbro, and fearing the Speed Tie, he goes into it. But as you can see, my double hit does work on this thing since I am indeed Choice Banded. So Slowbro is going to go down to 2 double hits. That's going to be really nice for me. And now he goes into his last Pokemon, which actually was going to be a lot more problematic than I thought, was his Ambipom. So he goes for the Fake Out here, gets the crit. Mattered, maybe. Nah, not really. Because he has the acrobatics. What mattered more was the Speed Tie, whether I was going to outspeed him or not. So now I go into my Rockman XA, and here I should have gone for the Bullet Punch, but I checked the calcs and it wasn't going to kill it. So I had to go for the Power Up Punch instead. But he has the Pursuit, which is going to be huge. And this is where things go down. If he can kill me with the acrobatics, he wins. And he cannot. I get the Aura Sphere off, and there goes down his Ambipom. So this is a really good game. I'll put a link to this guy's YouTube channel in the description. I actually found this guy on a Cerebi chat, and there's actually a lot of people there who are pretty good. So good game. Clawitzer does work in this battle. I think he took out who did he take out? 5 of his dudes? No, only 4. Only 4. Yeah. So I'll solve this Clawitzer. Too strong. Rate, comment, sub. Hope you like the material, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.